Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the failed Snyderverse. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that failed, awful universe that, for some reason, people just won't let go, no matter what. It's been quite a while since it kind of just went away, and people still talk about it to this day. And again, you can have your fandom, but the fact is, there's unfortunate rumors that some companies are interested in buying DC and Warner Bros. And whatever, and just this is the only reason why they want to buy it. To buy it and then bring back frickin' Zack Snyder and kick out James Gunn and restore the awful Snyderverse that a majority of people did not like. So that's kind of the topic of today's video. Also, again, it's just generally the worst scenario possible for Warner Bros. And in general. Let's be real, okay? I did not like the Snyderverse. I did not like any of it. It was generally pretty mediocre. Batman vs. Superman was a terrible, mediocre, boring-ass movie where they fought for the dumbest reason possible, and also Ben Affleck's Batman is not a good Batman. No offense to their actor, no disrespect to the actor himself. Ben Affleck's great, but they did Batman wrong, okay? Even Robert Pattinson's Batman is better, all right? Let's be real. And then Henry Cavill Superman, same thing. Nothing against him, but the writing is terrible because they made Superman kind of just gloomy almost. The entire movies all had this gloomy, terrible, dark feeling around it. And for some reason, people like that. And again, you can like your own things, but why? Like, what exactly about this universe made you like it so much? Because the Joker we got in this universe, the Snyderverse, was terrible. Okay, we got the... Fuck, who played him? Jared Leto. Jared Leto's Joker was awful, dude. We had a couple pointless projects, like the first Suicide Squad, which wasn't good. Yeah, Man of Steel's an okay movie, but it's not a great Superman movie. And the writing in this universe was awful. I don't understand why people glaze it so much, why people glaze Ben Affleck's Batman, why they glaze all of it. And again, there's a couple rumors that some companies or some people are interested in, generally taking interest in purchasing Warner Bros. Just so they can bring Zack Snyder back. And also, Zack Snyder has been on Instagram just posting random pictures of like Ben Affleck and random pictures they used from the movies or they took from the movies. And like, dude, let it go. Like, your universe, it all failed for a reason. It didn't just fade into obscurity for no reason, okay? Stuff like that doesn't go away for no reason, okay? That's like saying if Marvel failed, it would have been for a reason. If the MCU failed, or more correct, if the MCU failed, there would have to be a reason for it to fail. And there's a reason why the DCEU and the Snyderverse failed. It was not well received. Sure, Man of Steel made a good amount of money, but overall, received-wise, it wasn't the best movie at all. Batman vs. Superman, in my opinion, is, again, a dookie movie where it's just not very good. It's not very good. And there's just so many reasons that this universe sucked, and for some reason, people still like it. And again, you can like your own things, okay? It's totally up to your opinion, but I'm sorry if I'm dissing your favorite thing. But I just have to say, the fact is that people are just still out here a couple years later after the official fall of it, and it's just absurd. The new DCU just started, okay? It's barely begun, and people are going like, oh my god, well, it's struggling. Like, what are you talking about? And like, so I saw some comments said, like, the Man of Tomorrow movie sucks. Like, it's not even out yet. I don't understand. Listen, there's a reason why there was no Man of Steel 2. There's a reason why Ben Affleck never got his own solo Batman movie. There's a reason why there was no Justice League Part 2. There's a reason why some of these projects were never made. You want to know why? It's because it sucked. The Snyderverse and the entirety of the original DCEU sucked. And I do not understand why people still like, again, your total opinion. But it wasn't real Superman. It wasn't real Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman was not great. The writing was awful. And I don't know, man. And then people go like, oh, Zack Snyder, he's legendary. Like, yeah, his last few movies were totally great. Yeah, you guys remember Rebel Moon? Right? That thing that was supposed to be like the next big thing on Netflix. Well, guess what? Part 1 and 2 came out and no one cared about it. It came out and then it got forgotten. Like a day later. I don't even know a single person who actually took the time to watch those movies, but they were not good. Again, it failed for a reason. And also another thing is people are constantly obsessed with it. Like, it's not like half the cast wants to come back. Alright, Henry Cavill himself, he has moved on to other things. And honestly, for the better, because they didn't utilize him properly. The entirety of the DCEU was full of errors. Okay, it was full of errors and wrong choices, bad choices, really, and also just dumb projects that didn't need to be made. Um, I just don't understand why people insist that it's somehow better. I've seen people say that the DCEU and the Snyderverse is better than the MCU. You could maybe argue, actually, not even currently, even if the MCU is mid, the it was never a competition between the MCU and the DCEU back then. Now with DC, currently, at least as long as nothing happens, it at least has a chance to compete with Marvel. All right, let's be real. Back then, like, I don't know, the Avengers movies are way better than Justice League. All right, the one we got, of course, and the Snyder Cut version. Okay, the Snyder Cut version does not make it better because it's 4 hours of nothing, really. It's 4 hours of dark and gloominess. And you know what's bad is I'm just saying, Zack Snyder has ruined the perception of Superman, in my opinion. A lot of people generally believe that Henry Cavill's Superman is core Superman or lore accurate Superman, where he's just kind of just a gloomy character. I'm sorry, I just this is just me. When I watched Man of Steel, it's just like it's an all right movie, but there's just a lot of errors with it. Okay, first off, a lot of people like to mention the General Zod part where he killed him. Again, some people say he had no choice. I mean, could have just put his hand over his eyes. I'm not sure if that would have worked, but I feel like that would have been a little more logical. Granted, again, I'm not going to nitpick on that. But when I watched the new Superman movie, I actually felt hopeful. I felt joyful. And this was a good movie, okay? Where it was actual Superman, by the way. This is, again, Zack Snyder and the DCEU ruined Superman's perception in some people's eyes because they generally believe this is, again, Henry Cavill's Superman is core Superman. It's not. It's not. Read a comic book, watch an old TV show, watch an old animated show on Superman. I'm telling you. Henry Cavill's Superman relates in zero form to this characters. The only thing he's related to them is by name and logo. That's all. Let's be real. I'm sorry. I'm just going to admit it. I'm a big hater of the Snyderverse. It was terrible. There's a reason why it failed, okay? There is a reason it failed. It didn't disappear for no reason, okay? A lot of the movies didn't do well. Aquaman obviously made a lot of money. And Aquaman is probably one of the better movies out of the DCEU. But again, there's a reason why the universe failed. There's a reason why Warner Bros. Were like, you know what, we're going to go with a different direction because Zack Snyder ain't doing it for us. And you're right, he wasn't. The movies just weren't good, in my opinion. They weren't good in my opinion. They were not good in a lot of people's opinions. Again, they still has the glazes, of course. There's people constantly online, restore the Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse. Yes, and not have half your cast returned. Again, as I mentioned, Henry Cavill has practically moved on. I'm not sure if he would come back. Whoever plays, the guy who plays fucking Cyborg, I don't remember his name. He's not coming back. Ben Affleck is old. Okay, let's be real. He's old. No disrespect again, but I don't think he would want to come back either. And if he did, I mean, your time frame to make this universe to make it come back would be short because you could only use your actors in their prime. And Ben Affleck is old. Once again, Gal Gadot or whatever, nobody likes her. All right, and she kind of fell. I mean, Wonder Woman was an okay movie. Wonder Woman 84 was not very good, and then she had some kind of bad lines in some of the other movies. And then Ezra Miller, again, no one likes him either. So, once again, as I mentioned, you can have your Snyderverse back, but you will not have the cast back likely. And if you do, you'll have like a portion of it. You can maybe convince Affleck to come back, but I don't think he would. You could maybe convince Cavill. That's probably the main thing because people want Cavill back so badly. Actually, that's honestly, I don't know. I don't see it as a thing. And then everyone else would not come back probably, even if he threw money in their face. Ezra Miller, again, does not have a good rep with the public. All right, people don't like him. Gal Gadot, again, people don't like her. Guy who plays, I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect to him. I don't remember his name. Cyborg. He does not want to come back. He constantly has said it was a terrible experience and he would not come back. And Henry Cavill, again, has moved on to other things in life, like working on that Warhammer project, which, to be honest, for him, it would probably be a better idea to stick with that instead of going back to that failed universe. Let's be real. But for some reason, people want it to come back, and let's be real. If it does come back, if somehow Warner Bros. Is bought by the wrong company and they fire James Gunn and they fire David Corenswet and everyone in the new DCU, and they bring back as many people as they can, again, they probably won't be able to bring back everyone. And most importantly, Cavill is probably who they want to bring back the most, and Ben Affleck. But you can bring those guys back, and then guess what? DC would go back to being mid and being overshadowed by by Marvel, because DC tried to enter the game in 2016. Obviously, best win. Well, when did Man of Steel come out? 2013, right? Something like that. It came out, compared to the Marvel movies at the time, it was nothing. And then they dropped more movies again compared to the Marvel movies at the time. They were nothing. They just can't compete with. They couldn't compete with Marvel. Now, at least again with the new DCU, they actually have a chance. But if they go back and they revert to the Snyderverse and the original DCEU, it ain't gonna work out. Let's be real. Again, you can have your own opinion. You can like the Snyderverse, and I'm sorry if I'm talking so much shit about it. You can disagree in the comments, but again, I hated it. I mean, Man of Steel was an okay movie, but the new Superman was much better. David Cornsweet and the writing and everything was much better. And like, the vibe of the movie was much better. The vibe of the new DCU feels so much better than this dark, boring, gloomy, terrible feeling that the original DCU had. I'm sorry. Again, you can like it, and if you do, that's cool. But just some people just gotta let it go. Zack Snyder need to let they all just need to let it go. The people constantly chanting, "Restore the Snyderverse." Just move on to other things in life. Move your passion for the Snyderverse to something else. And then Zack Snyder, move on to something else. You know, try to maybe go back to Rebel. No, I'm joking. No one cares about Rebel Moon, but let it go, guys. People need to let they need to let the Snyderverse go, because it was a failed universe for a reason, and it didn't work out. Too bad. It's just like a relationship. Relationships don't always work out. The Snyderverse is a prime example of a relationship that didn't work out. Sorry, not sorry. It failed for a reason. It's gone. It's gone forever. Again, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what companies would 100% be interested. I know Skydance or something. They're not necessarily like connected with bringing back Zack Snyder, but like one thing that is, they were to buy them, I heard that they would make it suck essentially with their whole alpha male movement or idea to it. It would not be good. But again, the Snyderverse failed for a reason. The DCEU failed for a reason. The 4-hour cut of the original Justice League, a 4-hour version of it, does not make it better, and none of it fixes it. None of it fixes it. There's reasons why it failed. There's a lot of reasons why it failed. They wasted too much time with their actors. Ben Affleck, I don't know how old he is, but he's old. Actually, I'm going to go check right now. Ben Affleck is like 52 or 53. I don't even remember what I just looked at it. And then Henry Cavill's 42. Again, long-term wise, those are just not prime ages to work with. And again, no disrespect to them, but they're just both better off working on other things and then going back to this sinking ship that was the Snyderverse. And if they go back to it, it's just going to be another sinking ship that fails within a few years. I don't know. I don't understand the obsession with it. Again, some people love it so much. Maybe some people like the darker, gloomy look to it. A lot of people, some guy in the comment section will be like, "Oh, when the new Superman movie was unrealistic, you can't save anyone." Okay, it's Superman. It's not meant to be realistic. And I'm sorry, but Henry Cavill didn't do a whole lot of saving people. Most of Metropolis was destroyed in Man of Steel. Actually, a lot of it was. It was way worse, way more destroyed in the Snyderverse and Man of Steel than it was in the new Superman movie. And it's not like the new Superman was purposely crashing through buildings either, too. It was a whole... You have to watch the movie. Obviously, you've probably seen the movie or something. You know what happened. It wasn't his fault, of course. In Man of Steel, he deliberately didn't do shit to stop Zod from going to the city. He didn't do shit. Again, it's just... Some people can have their fandom, whatever. But the Snyderverse is gone. It is gone. It is hopefully not coming back. I'm sorry. I hope it doesn't come back, because then we'll go back to the boring days where DC sucked and it was ran by Zack Snyder and the writing was horrible and all the feel of it was just dark and gloomy and lame. Because that's not what Superman is. Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck's Batman, my mistake, sorry, was not a good Batman in my opinion. His Batman is pretty weak in my opinion. Not like weak, obviously, but like in general is pretty weak. It's not nowhere near Christian Bale's or Robert Pattinson's or really any other Batman of the past. It doesn't compare. It's just there's a reason why this universe didn't work out. There's a reason why none of it worked out, and yet people still want it back. And there's still rumors that it might be brought back by some company or somebody, whoever buys it with big pockets, of course. That would be a terrible scenario, and I generally hope it doesn't happen. But yeah, we'll kind of have to wait and see. I hope it doesn't, though. I really do. I hope it, because with the DCU, the new one under James Gunn, there's a vision, there's ideas. He's a lot more of a comic accurate guy. You know, James Gunn understands the comics a lot more. He understands the characters a lot more. He turned the Guardians of the Galaxy, which weren't a big name by any means, and made them fan favorite characters in the MCU. And I trust him a lot more with this universe than Zack Snyder, okay? Because again, I'm sorry, but what was appealing about the DCEU and the Snyderverse? What exactly about it was so appealing to people that they're so obsessed with it? And they constantly hate on the new Superman movie without even seeing it, by the way. They'll see little clips online and nitpick every little thing and go like, oh, the CGI looks bad in this scene. This scene looks stupid. Why is he saving a squirrel? Blah, 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 blah. I like my Superman dark, gloomy, and boring and watching people die around him. No, my superpowered son, don't save me from a tornado. No, my superpowered son, don't save the kids on from drowning in the bus. Don't do that. Don't be Superman. That's what the Snyderverse and Henry. That's what Man of Steel was about. I'm joking. Again, Man of Steel is a solid movie. I don't hate it, and I don't hate Henry Cavill's Superman. I really just think the writing and the direction and all of it was just not right. You know, it didn't feel like. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't right. It wasn't great. And again, a lot of people like to use the word peak cinema and whatever for the Snyderverse or Man of Steel again. Why was there no Man of Steel 2? That's just one thing I could say for you, is that if you think it was so peak and all that, why was there no why did the Snyderverse fail? There's a reason why it failed. But anyways, I'm going to stop crap talking the Snyderverse and all that. I really, again, whatever rumors that there are about it coming back, I really hope that they're all false and nothing happens, because that would be a terrible scenario where you would go back in time to where DC kind of sucked. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I have more videos coming up. I'm going to make a video about Call of Duty and stuff now. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.